March 31st. On this last day of March, a different surrounding. Welcome to my grandparents' garden. Far away in time and space from the hydrothermal vents from which life had emerged with the initial spark, a voltage from just under 1 volt. I left you yesterday with the idea that all cells today still carry this voltage and promised you a twist that makes being aware of this little morsel of knowledge useful in our day-to-day life today. So, here we go. It's kind of obvious, but every cell has the ability to send multiple message types and receive multiple message types. Every cell is also an individual learning agent reacting to rewards. It can fulfill the same learning information processing task as a neuron. The main difference between all other cells in our body, for example, and our neurons is that the other cells can't do all this over greater distances, as they lack the long axons of a neuron. That's the only thing that they are lacking. But they all store knowledge. This becomes very visible in planaria, flatworms. These creatures aren't the most simple creations. They already have a brain in a head, which can be cut off. You'd think this would be the end of it for the worms, but far from it. They have amazing regenerative abilities, which includes that they can regrow their heads. And the most impressive feat is the part of the worm that regrew the head remembers information the worm was taught before cutting. Obviously, the information was stored in the other cells too. You can observe the same in caterpillars and butterflies. Something the caterpillar learns, the butterfly remembers, even though the caterpillar's body, including its brain, must dissolve to become the butterfly. There is not yet enough research to back this up scientifically, but even human cells of the heart and lung seem to contain information about the personality of a person, as the personality of heart-lung transplant recipients changes to resemble that of the donor. It all makes sense, as the cells that have merged to create an organism must compete with other organisms for survival. In order to make that happen, they all need a model of the world that gets updated at a high rate. So there's going to be an information processing system, a cellular brain, that's more or less a duplicate in the way of the neural brain. Our body is very much a society. And like in a society, there are competing interests between the cells. Now consider what I said about how the model of the world, our reality, is created by cherry-picking from the available data that suits us best. Not all cells necessarily agree with that is. So we carry the possibility of competing models of the world inside us, including competing models of our personal self. So how many are we? We can always choose for whatever lens we look through at the world. The real question is, though, where does this lens get us? What does a certain lens allow us to do that another lens doesn't let us do? And also, very important, what does this lens preclude us from seeing that other lenses would have helped us with? The lens we are taught to use when looking at us is that of one body, one person now. How comes, and does it really help us? I will go into these questions and more in the next talks, considering its impact on our social order. For now, think. Make a habit out of thinking. Let's turn thinking into a movement. Like, comment, share to learn more about yourself. For now, thank you for gifting me with a few minutes of your most precious, your lifetime.